Hi, this is Angie here at Beads and Plenty More, and today I was going to show you how to do a wire crochet necklace. So what I've got here is I've got our finished sample. This is between 18 and 19 inches long. One thing about these is if you are needing it to be a little bit shorter and you're going to wear it, you can actually just squish it up a little bit and it will make it smaller. Or if you need it a little bit longer, you can pull it a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to build 3 strands that are single crochet, and then we're going to braid them together to create the finished necklace. So what you need: a crochet hook. I've got a 5.5 millimeter one here, which is a size 5. You're going to need 3 different types of beads. So these can be as small as 4 millimeter and probably as big as about 10 millimeter. But what you want to do is probably pick beads that are somewhat similar in size so that they work together. You're going to need about 40 of each. You may need less than that, but that's kind of a basis for what you might need. And then you need 26 gauge wire. So this is just a basic stringing or basic craft wire. And what I've done is I've pre-threaded my beads for the strand that I'm doing. So I've pre-threaded around 40 beads. It doesn't have to be exact, because what we're going to do is we're going to build 3 strands that are single crochet. So I've got 2 of mine done already. The one with the chips were quite small, so I ended up spacing them quite close together. The one with the crystals, I wanted them to be a little more spaced apart, so I actually have an extra stitch in between them, and you can see that I can basically put my thumb there. So what I want to do first, move this back into center, is I want to leave myself, I think the spool is probably going to end up off camera. I want to leave myself a good long tail, so around 6 inches or so, and I'm going to bring it around and create a loop. So just a little slip loop. Insert the crochet hook into that, and then we're going to chain stitch this. So I'm going to come over the top of the crochet hook and then pull my stitch over the other stitch that I just created. So I'm going to do one more here. And then I'm going to start bringing the beads up. So the bead just sits at the bottom of the stitch basically. Bring the wire over and pull it through. And I'm going to leave a couple stitches in between that are just basic stitches. So one thing I will say to you is don't worry about getting your stitches absolutely perfect. They don't show up at the end. Basically, as long as you get your beads spaced somewhat decently apart so that you don't have a big clump of beads in one area, it won't matter how messy your stitches are or whether they look perfect. So here I am at the point where I'm ready to cast off now, and I've cut it so I've got about 6 inches remaining. I'm going to pull my crochet hook out, and I'm basically just going to bring the tail end through my loop. And there we go. So now I've got my 3rd strand done here. I'm going to move the beads off the mat here so you get a full screen here. And I'm going to bring my other 2 strands in, because what we're going to do is we're going to match up our ends. So I've got all 3 together. And one thing you may want to do is look at them, see how the beads are sitting, and you may want to flip a strand over if the beads are kind of sitting clumped together at a point and you don't want them to be clumped together. Sometimes all you need to do is just flip one of your strands over and insert it the other way. And mine actually looked better going the other way, so I'm going to flip that one back. Okay, so I've got my 3 strands here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to match them up together, and I'm going to take it and I'm just going to twist the tail end. So the 6 inches that I had you leave right on the tail end here, we're just going to twist them all. It's always when you're showing it in front of the camera that it never twists as nicely, or anyways, that'll be far enough for what we're doing with the end. And then I've got my 3 strands here. I'm going to flip this over. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to braid them. So right over left, left over right, and so on, into the center. So you can braid it so you've got a flat side on the back, or you can braid it so that it's more of a round look, and you can braid it as tight or as loose as you want. Now if you want it with the flat side on the back, what you can do is just move the beads to the front side of your wire at all times. So you can just flip it over if you need to get it to so the beads are sitting on the front side. If you want it round, don't worry about doing that, just keep braiding. And when you get to the other end, all you're going to do is you're going to twist the 3 wires together so that you've got something that looks like our beginning end. So now we're ready to add the toggle here, and I've picked out a basic little clasp here with a heart on it. I thought that was kind of pretty. So what I'm going to do is I've trimmed some extra wire off here, by the way. I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to create a loop here with my twisted wire. So something that fits the toggle nicely. We'll thread our toggle into the middle of that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm just going to wrap the tail end. So I'm holding with a pair of needle nose pliers because I find that's the easiest way for me to hold. And I'm just wrapping my tail end to get it nice and secure and so on. And then I'm just going to take it and I'll trim any extra off and take my needle nose pliers and tuck the ends in. So that's one side done. Now on the other side of the toggle I actually added a couple jump rings, and the reason that I do that is because I like that side to be a little more flexible. Makes it easier to take your necklace on and off. So we'll just bring it around. This loop's not as nice because I had some extra wire there that is showing. And we'll just wrap the tail end. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below and we'll try and answer them. And otherwise, hope to see you in the store. Have a good day.